It's October 28th, 2025. We have a lot to talk about. So, this article here says more than 500,000 illegal immigrants deported from the U.S. That's true, and so that's not even really counting everyone who self-deported. There's a lot of people who self-deported that they didn't even notify the DHS or ICE. More than 527,000 have been removed, and some of them did use the CBP Home app, but not all of them. So it's actually more than what they're saying here when you count everybody, because there's people who left the U.S. who didn't even tell the U.S. government. Yeah, so that's a big deal. Obviously, there needs to be more. There needs to be more deportations. Everyone knows this. They keep trying to say like there's 20 million illegals. The real number is probably 50 to 100 million illegal aliens in this country. So 527,000, that's a good start, I guess, but there definitely needs to be more. And there will be more because Trump's saying that there will be more. And they got some funding in the big, beautiful bill, but there's going to be more bills that is going to give them even more funding, I assume. So this is just the beginning. I really hope that this number, 527,000, is like the lowest. I hope by the end of the year this is doubled at least. But it's kind of hard because there's only, 10,000 ICE agents? And there's, 50 to 100 million illegal aliens? So obviously we need more in the workforce, but that's kind of hard to do because it's hard to get funding for that because these people need to get paid, and the Democrats are never going to allow that. So I'm not really sure how much more will be done by the end of this year. I mean, this year's almost over anyway. But this is a big number, and there's going to be more, and there's probably going to be a lot more in the next few years. So this is a good start. This is what we voted for, and hopefully this continues, and hopefully it continues at a more expedited pace because, yeah, there's just way more illegals than what they're saying. So this is a good start, but hopefully it continues, and hopefully it continues even more because, I mean, it's kind of hard to fix the country when there's still tens of millions of illegals here. So that's a good start. Hopefully it gets better, and yeah, Trump is really trying to get this done. He knows his base demands this. So Trump's aware, and he's gonna probably tell ICE to do more. I don't know where he's gonna get the funding for this, but Trump will find a way because this was why he was elected, for this reason, for a lot of people, just to deport a lot of people. So this is a big deal, and, you know, I'm sure the news will say this is horrible, but this is how you fix the country. So I wanted to start off with that. And then over here, Netanyahu orders powerful strikes on Gaza. So this is interesting because Netanyahu has already struck Gaza since this peace deal. And nobody's surprised. So Netanyahu's going to continue this war as long as he's alive, to be honest. And I'm not really sure what Trump can do about this because, you know, he's had such a good relationship with Netanyahu, even though he's been getting mad at him lately. So Israel is not abiding by the ceasefire. Neither is Hamas. But they're kind of the same thing if you look at the funding. So basically, this is a never-ending war. I really don't know what Trump's going to do about this because he wants this to end for his legacy. But I don't know how you're going to end it when Hamas is being funded by Israel and other groups to attack. So this is kind of like Afghanistan. The U.S. is funding both sides of the war. How is that going to end? So I don't know what Trump's going to do about this, but this is not a surprise. It's a little surprising that Netanyahu is like ordering a powerful strike when usually he just strikes without giving an order. And yeah, so he already told the military to carry out immediate and powerful strikes in Gaza Strip. This is never going to end. As long as Netanyahu is in power, Israel will be at war with Hamas forever. So this is interesting because both sides are not abiding by the peace deal, even though Trump is going around saying they are. They're not. So Trump will have to do something again. And yeah, so just war in the Middle East, nothing new. Nothing's ever going to change, in my opinion, as long as Netanyahu's in charge. But even if Netanyahu somehow steps down or something like that, what are the odds that somebody good is going to come in power? I mean, Israel hasn't been run by good leadership forever. I mean, forever. 99% of all leaders who led Israel turned out to be not so good people. There's only a few people in the Bible that was considered like a good leader. And here we are today. It's the same thing. So this is just how the world works. This is how God decides to run the world, I guess, just putting the worst people in charge. So this is not a surprise. And this will continue. Israel will strike Gaza and Hamas will strike back. And this is what's called a war. And so Trump needs to do something about it because he's literally running around the world telling people there's peace in the Middle East when there's not. So yeah, and Trump doesn't like that for his legacy, so it's going to affect him personally, which means he will do something about it. But yeah, this is nothing new. I'm sure none of you are surprised, but Israel and Hamas are continued to fight, and everyone in the entire world knows that was going to happen. So basically, we'll see how Hamas responds to this strike that Netanyahu's already planning. I'm sure Hamas is already planning their revenge strike. It's just never going to end. So that was worth mentioning. So over here, this is really interesting. House Oversight Committee rules all Biden auto pen executive orders and pardons null and void, asks Bondi to investigate. So this is obviously a huge scandal. Everyone knows that Biden used the auto pen, and that's null and void. Everyone knows that. This isn't like breaking news. But what's interesting is that Pam Bondi is now being in the spotlight for this. So Bondi's been extremely disappointing. She hasn't done almost anything at all. So I personally don't think Bondi's going to do anything about this unless Trump like literally forces her. But Bondi's not America first, and she's not with Trump's base. She's just in this for the fame, in my opinion. She has blocked so many things that RFK has brought to her attention. I mean, so many things. I can't even count that are amazingly good, and she blocked it because she has connections to pharmaceutical companies. Everyone knows this. Basically, Bondi, I don't think Bondi's going to do anything. She might do this tweet and say, oh, yeah, we're looking at it. Yeah, in a few days, she won't do anything about it, in my opinion. But everyone knows that the pardons are null and void anyway. So it's like, does Bondi need to do anything about it? If it's already, determined that it's null and void. I don't know. I don't like Bondi. Matt Gaetz would have done something immediately. I just don't trust her. I do like James Comer, but what authority does he have now when this is going to the DOJ? So I hope Trump is aware of this, and I hope Trump is like pressuring Bondi to do something, because I'm telling you right now, Bondi won't do anything until Trump pressures her to. The entire country could pressure her to do something and she won't do it, but until Trump does, yeah, she's got like a thing for Trump or something. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, this was worth noting because maybe Bondi will do something, but I mean, she should, but I don't expect her to. And honestly, neither should anyone. So Trump is literally going to have to like put her in a room one-on-one and tell her to do this. If not, I don't think she's going to do anything. So yeah, just more fun stuff in the administration. This is a big deal. Venezuela's Maduro alleges multiple CIA plots but refuses to reveal any evidence. So we all know what's going on in the Caribbean. We all know that the U.S. is lined up to do a strike. I mentioned this a few days ago that there could be a false flag being planned. And so obviously when you see this, everyone wants to discredit Maduro because he's not even a legitimate president and he's a dictator and he's just awful. Everyone agrees with that. But what he's saying isn't necessarily false. The CIA is the worst three-letter agency in the country and the world. I mean, the CIA is the reason we invaded Afghanistan and Iraq, point blank. So basically, Maduro's blaming the CIA about some false flag operations that he even talked about, like placing an explosive next to the embassy and also a false flag attack involving military vessels in the Caribbean waters. So it's very easy to just discredit Maduro for that, but this is the CIA, so I wouldn't actually be surprised if Maduro's telling the truth here. The CIA wants Maduro gone, and so does Trump. It wouldn't surprise me at all that the CIA is planning a false flag attack to make Maduro look bad. I don't think that's smart to do. I don't think they should do that, but I think the CIA is definitely planning something. So I don't think Maduro's telling a false statement here. I think just because he's not revealing any evidence doesn't mean it's not true. I mean, the CIA is in every country in the world trying to manipulate someone for something. And so it's not weird to say that the CIA is trying to do something with Maduro, because it's been known for a long time that the administration and Trump does not like Maduro. I mean, this could be nothing as well. Maduro could just be saying this, but in my opinion, I actually think that the CIA is planning something for Maduro, and therefore I think Maduro's telling the truth. I don't agree with any of this. I don't want the CIA to do anything with Venezuela. It has nothing to do with us. But, the CIA can't help themselves but to get involved in every single thing in the world. So this was worth noting, because if there is a false flag or if there is a first strike or something big, we can look back on this and say maybe he was telling the truth. But again, obviously we'll have to investigate what happens. Because if there's a first strike, there is a possibility that it's just a first strike and it's not a false flag. But knowing the CIA, it might be a false flag. So whatever happens, we have to investigate and then see what happened, because Maduro can say this all day, but we won't know until the event happens. And like I've been saying, I think something will happen. Will it be a false flag or will it be an actual thing? I don't know. And I don't think anyone knows right now. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. I do think the U.S. will do something because all the activity over there. But who knows? And I hope nothing happens. I don't know why we're over there in Venezuela. It has nothing to do with us. If Maduro wants to be dictator, like, that's not our problem. Okay? That's not our problem. We're not going to go regime change in Venezuela. which is kind of what Trump wants. He hasn't really said it outright. He's actually said he's against regime change, but the CIA, there's nothing more that the CIA likes other than trafficking, drug and human trafficking, than regime change. If you say regime change in front of a CIA person, they will literally like get turned on. Like it's like a weird fetish for them. It's like this thing that the CIA has to overthrow every elected official in the world. And again, Maduro's not an elected official, but the CIA can't help themselves. If a country votes for somebody and they win, the CIA, it's like programmed. They have to regime change. It's programmed. So the CIA definitely wants regime change in Venezuela, even though he wasn't legally elected. And when the CIA wants regime change, they usually get it. So it really depends on how much effort they're going to put into this, because if the CIA puts in a lot of effort, then yeah, Maduro will be gone somehow, whether it's in a good way or bad way. But Trump could also just tell him no. So this is a very tense situation because basically all the pieces are there in Venezuela right now. Maduro's talking publicly about it. And they've been there for a few days now. So it's like, if something's going to happen, it should happen now. I just don't believe the U.S. would send all that stuff over there just to bring it back. Like, it costs money to run these ships and aircrafts, and they've been there for like a week. The B-1 bombers have been there for a few weeks. You know how much money it costs to refuel it? Like, it takes a lot of time and effort and money to even put aircraft and vessels in a certain area. And they've been there for a while, and they're talking publicly about doing this, and they already told their allies an escalation's going to happen. So something's going to happen. It's just, will it be a false flag, or will it be an actual event with no false flag at all? And if the CIA is involved, it probably will be a false flag, but we just have to wait and see. But watch your eyes on Venezuela, because something is going to happen, okay? Something's going to happen. So that's kind of it. Some other headlines just to kind of talk about. Senate Dems block funding bill to reopen government for 13th time. Yeah, and they're going to continue to do that until they look bad. I really think the Democrats are hoping that their base riots, like Black Lives Matter on steroids, once the SNAP benefits stop. But if they don't riot and there's no civil unrest, then I think the Democrats will come to the table and make an agreement to open the government, because it's then going to make them look worse. But if they can get their base to riot, then at least their base thinks that the Democrats are doing the right thing. So this is another waiting game. Welcome to politics. We'll have to see. SNAP benefits run out in like 3 days or 4 days or something, and we'll just have to wait and see. If there's no civil unrest, I guarantee the Democrats will come to the negotiating table pretty quickly. But if there is, then the Democrats won't open the government until the riots stop. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah, just some other stuff. Gavin Newsom mocked, claiming his family was hustling to pay the bills. Yeah, he literally went on this podcast and said that he was struggling as a child and his parents had no money. Just the complete opposite of the truth. But it's weird how like these people on these podcasts sit down and listen to him and they like believe him. It's just kind of insane. Like, you don't do any research on your guest. You might want to like know about him, because otherwise he can just lie to your face and you're going to believe it. So yeah, that's what's going on. Biden declares dark days under Trump, praises late night hosts as heroes. So yeah, I guess Biden's still alive or something. I guess he's like still walking and talking or something. So that was kind of shocking to see he made a statement about anything. Abigail Spanberger removes Jay Jones' name from campaign tour bus. This whole saga is insane. I mean, these is who the Democrats are. I'll just say that. Blah, blah, blah. Transgender Indiana teen to plead guilty and plan Valentine's Day school shooting plot. Just more leftist transgender violence that is rampant. I mean, transgenders are what? 1% of the population, and they're committing a large percentage of the crimes just this past year. Like, that's kind of concerning. Yep. Just seeing if there's anything else. Wisconsin public schools provide sanctuary for accused groomers and sex abusers. Yeah, Wisconsin's kind of weird. It's voted for Trump a few times, but Wisconsin is always a close state in any election. So just because like they voted for Trump once or twice, or even I don't know how many times they did, but they still got some weird stuff going on in Wisconsin. It's kind of turning blue, but we'll see what happens. AOC draws mockery for bonker speech supporting Mondani. Yeah, I hope you guys didn't see this, because AOC was literally like screaming in the microphone. I was trying to watch some clips of her, and I couldn't even watch it because it was so loud on my phone. Like, she was screaming so loud, I couldn't even play the whole video. It was insane. So she's obviously trying to put herself in position for a presidential run. Not going to happen. I mean, I would like it for her to run, because another easy candidate for the Republicans, but I don't think the DNC will allow her to run, even though their base probably would want her. That's just who the DNC is. Populists are returning to government in Czech Republic. Populism is rising around the world, but the problem is, even in a lot of these countries where populism is rising, there's still a lot of deep state actors inside the government, just like Trump right now. Trump's the president, but there's still people that are around him that are globalists. So it's very hard for a country to come back to its roots, because even if you elect someone, there's still people in there that are trying to sabotage you. Portland chaos, Antifa fights conservatives, police make 0 arrests. Yeah, Portland's one of the worst cities you could live in. Even as a Democrat, like, you're still probably going to get attacked somehow. But Portland's kind of like Chicago. Is just like, do we really expect anything to get better? Like, I think Portland will be like this until, like, the National Guard has to be sent in. So, and of course, Portland is run by globalists who want this. So nothing's going to change in the next few years, in my opinion, unless Trump sends in the National Guard there, like he did in some other cities. Trump has sent some stuff over there, but Portland's still crazy, so whatever he sent wasn't enough. Blah, blah, blah. What's on the table for Trump-Xi meeting? So Trump is meeting with Xi, President Xi, Winnie the Pooh. I think this week or something. They had something planned for, I think, Thursday. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen this week with them, but I know that Xi is going to come to the U.S., I think in January or at the beginning of the year. So even if nothing happens this week, the president of China will meet with Trump at the beginning of next year, literally just in a couple months. So, and that's a big deal. Obviously, China's not our ally, and they're obviously trying to take over the world economically in a lot of different industries. Trump is fully aware of this. Trump has such a good relationship with Xi that they're going to make agreements and they're going to make trade deals. Xi is not Zelensky. Xi will actually compromise and make a good deal. Unlike Zelensky, who's like, give me this or there's no deal at all. Different world leaders have different personalities. Xi is actually someone that I have no really issue with in regards to meeting with Trump, because Trump knows what Xi's doing and Trump's going to make a good deal for the U.S. So nothing's really going to happen from that other than trade deals. They're not going to get in a shouting match like you see with some other leaders. So That's a big deal. We'll see what kind of deal they make. Musk's new Grokpedia crashes on launch day, hosts nearly 900,000 articles. Yeah, so Grokpedia is one of the greatest things that's happening in the world right now. It's kind of scary how many people use Wikipedia as like information. I mean, you might as well go to CNN to get your news. Like, it's really kind of strange how people just kind of they use Wikipedia as like a real source, but Grokpedia is a lot different, and it's accurate, and it's only going to get better. This is version 0.1. This is, as the years go on, Grokpedia will overtake Wikipedia, and it will be actually accurate, and people can use it as a source. So thank you, Elon Musk, for once again helping save my generation in regards to the digital life. So buying Twitter saved my free speech online, and this will help save a lot of fake news out there, like Wikipedia. Amazon laying off 14,000 corporate workers as it invests more in AI. Everyone's investing in AI. So it's weird because AI is going to make a lot of jobs go away. However, it is going to provide a lot of jobs as well. So the whole AI thing is scary, but there is a lot of good benefits with AI if you use it correctly. Now, obviously, AI will not be used correctly in the future. Human beings can't help themselves. They will compromise it and corrupt it. I just hope, like, I'm dead by the time AI becomes dangerous. Because once it becomes dangerous, it's going to make all the decisions every country makes, including war. So I hope, I don't get to live to see that day, but we're in the very beginning stages of AI. People think AI is like exploding. It's actually in the very beginning. If you look at the most common AIs used, they still have multiple problems, multiple glitches. Like, this is only going to get better. AI is only going to get better. And even these AI videos, these fake AI videos, like, they're really good. But this is nothing. You're going to see 4K 3D AI videos soon. It's going to be insane. And again, I don't think it's going to be bad in the beginning, but later on, as AI becomes more dependent, we are going to corrupt it. And everyone knows that, really, including Musk, which is why he's trying to have regulation on AI and really make sure it's being watched so that it doesn't make every decision for us. Because that's what he said this years ago, too. He said, AI can be great if you keep it. Just like the United States. If you can keep the U.S. Republic as it is, then it's fine. Obviously now it's not. We're looking at 40, 50 years of just globalist domination in the United States, which is why the U.S. went downhill. So this is how life works. Something good happens, people use it, they like it, but then they corrupt it. Now, it's generational, so that's why I say I might not see that in my lifetime, but who knows, honestly. Flights to LAX halted due to air traffic control shortage. Yes, we know. And there's going to be a lot more airports and a lot more flights that are being halted because, again, I think if there's civil unrest once the SNAP benefits run out, the Democrats won't do anything, which means this will only continue. So it's a waiting game. I hope people listening, I hope like you're not planning to travel anytime soon because this could be a long delay. Federal Reserve will likely cut rates again. Yeah, Jerome Powell, who's just, what a loser. This guy is just the only thing he cares about in his life. Forget about his wife, his kids. I don't even know if he has family, all this. Forget about all that. The only thing that he cares about is making Trump look bad. But the good news is that he is retiring soon, which is why Trump's not firing him. That's still next year, but the rates should have been cut a long time ago, and it should have been more than what they already did. So I don't even know if this is really true because Jerome Powell will literally, I think, rather like die than to give Trump a political victory. Because if he cuts rates, the economy's just going to do so much better. I mean, it already is. And that's why Trump is so pissed at him, because he's like, dude, there's literally no reason to not cut rates right now. And he's like, no, the tariffs are bad. And Trump is saying, no, we literally made $30 billion in revenue. And Jerome Powell says, no, that means inflation. And Trump shows him, no, there is no inflation. So why aren't the rates being cut? Jerome Powell just wants to go out with dignity that he's stopping Trump. Yeah, whoever replaces Powell will immediately start cutting rates again, and Trump's economy will really start to go. Which will be funny because it'll completely discredit Powell. But again, I guess he doesn't care. So yeah, that's about it. That's happening. Deportations need to go up. The situation in the Caribbean and Venezuela is reaching a point. Israel, Hamas are never going to stop fighting. I'm just convinced. And yeah, nothing really happened today with Russia, Ukraine. I mean, I'm sure some stuff did happen, but nothing major that's worth talking about. So yeah, that's basically it. If anything else happened today, I'll do another video. Till then, I'll see ya.